What's up, guys? My name is Spartan, and welcome back to my tower. This is episode 14 of my Tour My Tower series. This is a video series where I go through the ins and outs of my tower, talk you guys through all the upgrades that we're working on here, all the progress, just basically show you guys what's up. So, there is a lot, and I mean a lot, to talk about. And I know I say that in every episode of this, but it's because we've been making some progress. So I can't really think of a better place to start than the stats page. So let's just pull that up right here. It's been a long time coming. I started this series 3 months ago. Went from about 700 billion lifetime coins to now 1Q. We finally hit 1Q lifetime coins. One thing that I did during this kind of in-between episodes here was I actually was able to sort of cheese my way to unlocking tier 16. So you unlock tier 16 at wave 300 in tier 15, and it took me a couple attempts, but I finally got it. And likewise, on tier 16, I unlocked a lot of stuff in here. So the Shatter Shards lab, the Swamp Rend researches, Chain Lightning researches, got some stones and whatnot, and I ended up actually unlocking card masteries. So that is super exciting. So let's talk about cards. First of all, I said in my last episode that my goal was to spend all of my gems to max out my epic cards. And look at that, we did it. We maxed out all of the epic cards. Yeah. I'm pretty excited about this, but I don't think I'm really in a position anytime soon to start kind of pursuing these. And the reason why is because once you unlock this first, mastery, it costs 1,000 stones at the start. Obviously, that's outrageous. Some of them cost a little bit less. Let me see if I can find one. Some of them cost a little bit more. But, yeah. The reason I'm not quite ready is because most of the card mastery labs, if not all of them, from what I've heard, cost more to upgrade than literally my lifetime coins. But in terms of what mastery I think I'm planning on getting first, I know that there is a lot of conventional wisdom of people trying to get this one first, recovery package chance. And what it does here is gives you a chance for the packages to deliver a common module. It's a very low percent chance, but you got to think, if you get 3,000 or 4,000 packages delivered during a run, there's a fair chance you'll get a few common modules in there, even at base level. That's definitely one I've considered. The other one I have considered is actually enemy balance, because that gives you a 6% chance for double elite spawns to occur. And elites, more cells, nobody can go wrong with that. So I think enemy balance would also be a pretty viable option in terms of the card masteries. But again, we're pretty far away from that. And I'm not even going to lie, the cash mastery also looks pretty enticing. The ability to have a chance for elites to drop reroll dice. I mean, that's huge. Think about how many elites that you have during a run. That would be super helpful. But yeah, the biggest thing that I'm really excited about is I did max out all of these epic cards. It's just very helpful that I finally got these done, and now I don't have to worry about cards. I just don't have to worry about them. Next time there is an event mission that says buy cards, I believe I just get to collect those medals right from the get-go. It basically auto-completes it for me since I have these all maxed. Now that we've talked about cards, let's go ahead and talk about modules, because I have started purchasing some modules again. You may notice a few things that may be different. First and foremost, I now have a Legendary Plus Wormhole Redirector. So as soon as I have enough, basically, fodder to upgrade this, which I actually might right now, but I could very easily take that up to Mythic. Another thing that's kind of cool, I was able to take my Om Chip to Mythic. I took my Death Penalty up to Mythic. I was able to take my Negative Mass Projector to Legendary, and my Black Hole Digester, same kind of thing, very close to Mythic for that. So we're making some moves with modules. It's been pretty exciting. As it currently stands in terms of gems, I guess I'm just going to start saving up for the next featured banner. which, by the way, if you guys didn't see, they sent out in the patch notes information about the module banners. So, you know, it says season 2 of the guild is going to be coming very, very soon. So we've got that information. We also have module banners. Featured banners will return in May for the remaining 2 new modules. Keep an eye out for those in-game mails for a heads up on the exact dates. So we don't have an exact date, we just know it will be sometime in May. You can see towards the bottom of the module banner section here, it says Project Funding and Magnetic Hook, which are the 2 new modules that they released, will enter the standard banner on Thursday, May 1st. So that is going to be pretty cool. It'll give me a chance to get project funding. The one thing I will say in terms of the them adding new modules to the poll that is already heavily hard to get the modules that I want, I would love 2 more galaxy compressors. I would love 4 more multiverse nexuses. I would love all of this stuff. But now that they're adding the new modules to the poll, I'm very concerned that it's basically just going to dilute the overall chances of me getting the modules that I want even further. I would love to see them at some point maybe increase the rate of epic pulls, maybe drop the rate of the rares, I don't know. Or if they implemented some kind of wish list system instead of the featured banner, something where I could say, I would love to see more of these modules, and then it gives me a higher percent of the 2.5% epic pull being that module. It's just, the whole module system is quite frustrating for most people, but it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, that covers modules. Let's go ahead and briefly touch on the labs. So for my labs, I actually am making a few changes here. The first thing you may notice that's not changing, we still have lab speed in lab 1. And I don't care how long it takes, we are leaving lab speed in lab 1 until it is completely gold boxed, because I guess I'm going out on a limb and just saying it's going to help me severely during all stages of the rest of the time I'm playing this game. It might be a gamble, we'll find out soon enough, but I'm leaving it there, and I don't care. I made a commitment, and I'm going to stick to it. So there we go. Likewise, lab 2, I've got basically 9 more levels of Chrono Field to upgrade, and then that lab will be maxed, and I can dedicate that slot to something else. But I figured it would just make the most sense to go ahead and just max it out. It's going to take me another probably month and a half to 2 months to fully max out, but I think it'll be worth it. For lab 3 through 5, we've made some changes. So kind of like I've touched on in the past with the labs, what I have always said is you should upgrade things in the labs based on the overall needs of your tower. So for a while there, it was damage, and I spent quite a lot of time working on damage, and that allowed me to up my tournament performance, slightly improve my farming, and just overall make the game a little bit better. Now, I feel like I'm in a decent spot with that. So what I'm planning on doing now with my other 3 labs here is basically having one, which is lab 3, dedicated to module related stuff. So I'm going to do common drop chance, rare drop chance, reroll shards, daily mission shards, stuff like that, just all of the module stuff. So for the time being, that's going to be lab 3. Lab 4 is going to be kind of a floating EHP related lab, mostly going between, I'll probably try to take Death Wave health as high as possible, and then maybe do health regen next, and then probably the base health after that. We'll see. And lab 5 is basically going to be my floating dedicated econ lab, where right now I have the Death Wave cells bonus because cells are really, really going to help me. And I definitely need to get that maxed out as soon as possible. There's 30 levels, so I don't know if it's going to be worth it for me to take it all the way up, but I'm definitely going to try to get it up at least until the time starts getting maybe over 4 days, and then I could change it to something else. But there's definitely some econ labs that I could work on, like all of my ultimate weapon coin bonus labs. The only one that I have maxed currently, fully maxed, is Black Hole coin bonus. So I would love to see Golden Tower bonus get fully maxed, Spotlight bonus, Death Wave coin bonus, all of that stuff. And eventually just start working on my standard coins per kill bonus lab. Yeah, that is going to cover the labs. Let's briefly touch on the tournaments here. We are back in Legends, guys. So I think last video I had just gotten back to Legends after my very first time getting in, getting kicked out, then getting back to Legends. So I am slowly kind of working my way up in the ranks. I have been slowly increasing my waves. You can see my champion tournaments here. I went from 1100 waves to 1200 to my most recent one, 1400, and finishing at rank 2. Similar kind of situation with my Legends tournaments. I've slowly been progressing. I went from 150, then got 155 twice, and then this most recent time was 5 waves shy of 200 waves. So we are steadily, slowly making progress in tournaments, and that is really, really exciting. I think in terms of Legends tournaments, because they are a lot more difficult, my main goal when I'm doing these like live streams that I've been doing is I'm basically just hoping that I can stay in Legends, regardless of the waves. Like, my one goal at the moment is simply to try to stay in Legends League. And it's very, very difficult, but we're getting close to that point. Like, I might get dropped down another time or two, but I think we are inching very, very close to being able to stay in Legends League, which is super, super exciting. Obviously, this depends a lot on the bracket that you're in, kind of the luck of the draw there. Also depends on the battle conditions. Like, this most recent battle condition was kind of rough with the ultimate weapon durations. Like, that one sucks every time I get it. But yeah, I'm definitely super satisfied with how the tournament progress has been going. And also, it's been really, really fun talking to you guys, like, in the live stream about, like, while I'm playing the tournaments. If you guys didn't know, I stream twice a week my tournament runs. So I stream the first one on Wednesday evenings around 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And on Saturdays, I do a weekend stream that's a little bit earlier. So I will do the Saturday live stream generally around like 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, somewhere around that. I guess if you want to see those, feel free to like check that out periodically around those times that I gave, and you'll know when I'm going live. Now let's go ahead and talk about the guilds. So shout out to This Is Sparta. We've been killing it. Yeah. We got all the rewards in the shop. Everything is completely sold out. So I guess I'm just gonna get like, 20 gems for the remaining tokens that I have here. And in terms of my Guardian bits, let's go ahead and look at this. I did actually unlock another slot. So I have another slot open, which is pretty cool. I've slowly been kind of developing both the steel chip and starting to work on the attack chip a little bit. Obviously have a lot of work to do with these, but mostly just focusing on the steel chip for the sake of econ, because I've heard that coins are damage. And what that basically means is the more coins you have available, the more you can basically pump up your damage by doing the workshop enhancements and etc. So don't ever sleep on coins. Coins are definitely very, very valuable. Cells, same kind of thing. The quicker you can get your lab upgrades going, the better. But yeah, my current goal in terms of enhancements is I would love to unlock the level skip enhancements. I've heard that they can be very, very useful. So we're going to slowly try to sort of push towards that. Last thing that we'll talk about here is going to be the workshop. So you may notice I am now no longer doing Blender based on this. I am now doing an orbless Devo strategy. So yeah, I've got my Devoed workshop here. I've got 300 levels in my enemy level skips, all the normal kind of Devo stuff maxed. And yeah, I've been talking to JP978. He's another tower content creator, and he's running a Deathwave focused orbless Devo strategy that gets him a crap load of coins. And because I basically now have permanent black hole, I can no longer do standard orb Devo. So because of that, I kind of reached out to him and I was like, hey man, you know, I'm kind of in a flunk right now. I don't really know what to do. I'm basically just running Blender. Is there any way you could kind of like show me the strategy that you're doing, because you also have like perma black hole? And he reached out back to me, joined our Discord server. Oh, by the way, we have a Discord server. Feel free to check it out if you'd like to join. Link is in the video description, kind of towards the bottom. But anyway, I was talking to him, and then he joined the like voice chat the other day and was kind of walking me through setting up my workshop and sort of talking me through the strategy that he uses. You know, I'm probably not going to copy him completely, but more or less just take some stuff from what he gave me that I find valuable, and then sort of go from there after that. I've just been running this variation of Devo that is minimum range to get maximum black hole coverage, so that basically the enemies are always in a coin multiplier. That's essentially the main goal of the strategy. The last thing I kind of want to touch on here is actually the ultimate weapons. Okay, so last video I unlocked Chrono Field, and I know what you're thinking, and what you're thinking is probably accurate. I got a couple stone packs, and by a couple I mean maxed out all 5. But that allowed me to very, very quickly develop my Chrono Field and get it to where now it's pretty useful. Not as much for farming, but definitely for my Legends tournaments. And I think my next plan, based on my current stuff, I might try to up my death wave damage a tiny bit just for the sake of sort of the strategy that I'm running. But pretty much the way I see it, I feel like I'm very, very close to sort of just biting the bullet and trying to save up for the last 2 ultimate weapons so that I can unlock Golden Tower combo. That's sort of what I'm definitely leaning to, because most of my ultimate weapons are pretty fairly developed, except for smart missiles, but we don't have to talk about it. And I think that I would get probably the most value just saving up my tournament stones and eventually trying to unlock the last 2 ultimate weapons so that I can get Golden Tower Plus. I think that that would very, very heavily help my coin income, and therefore, kind of like we touched on, equal more damage for my ultimate weapons, give me a better shot at staying in Legends League. And yeah, it'll definitely be like a 2 or 3 month sort of venture, assuming I don't spend on anything else. But that's sort of where I'm leaning towards. And if any of you guys have Golden Tower combo unlocked already and you guys have been enjoying that, let me know if you think I'm on the right track. You can kind of see what I'm looking at here with my ultimate weapons. But let me know if there's other stuff that I should work on beforehand. But I will say it is very tempting, instead of going ahead and getting my next ultimate weapon, to go ahead and get Quantity 4 Spotlight, because that would also be super helpful for tournaments and my farming as well. I mean, it would definitely be more helpful for tournaments, but in terms of farming, I think Golden Tower Plus would be probably the optimal choice for me to start working towards. But yeah, like I mentioned, if any of you guys are to that point, let me know in the comments kind of what you guys have done or are planning on doing. But anyway, that is actually going to wrap up today's video. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, maybe consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, throwing a like on the video, and dropping a comment. It really does help a lot with like the whole YouTube algorithm thing. I know every YouTube dude says that, but it really actually helps. And with that, that's going to conclude today's video. But huge thanks again for watching the videos, and like always, I will see you guys later.